Bueno, pues me voy a ir. Vamos a volver aquí al laboratorio de Phineas.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab. If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
Voy a cambiar a la gente con la que voy.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have: time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, damn. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. No, it wasn't. We have, well, let's see, we have at least some of the chemicals. We have your ship, and we have you. That has to count for something. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. How can I help? Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. Sarcasm, the last refuge of the witless. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The enemy is bound to discover my hideout sooner or later. I'm prepared for that eventuality. This is just my way of buying myself a little time. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses. Certainly. How can I help?
Vale, ya que puedo enviar la normal o la corrupta.
attention to it. You've bought me more than enough time. Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Curioso. Pistolas. Reducir el tamaño de cualquier ser vivo con el que se dispare. Vale, pues me la voy a poner. Así lo probamos. Pobre burbujitas, le voy a dejar en paz. Vale, pues la siguiente misión principal es esta. Oculta pero no olvidada. También está esta. Enemigos a distancia. Sofía te dijo que se me ha dado contigo, bla, bla, bla. Vale. Y luego tenemos las misiones secundarias que hay, y de acompañante, que hay alguna que son en Salto del Arroyo y esta, por ejemplo, en Bahía Estelar, o sea que hay que ir a Monarca, y otras que son en Terra 2, que son aquí en La Pionera. Ah, no, estas son en La Pionera, perdón. Y esta también es Salto del Arroyo. Y esta en Valle Esmeralda. Esta también es en Valle Esmeralda, vale. O sea que tengo que hacer algunas cosas en La Pionera y en Valle Esmeralda. Y en Monarca también. Así que voy a ir cerrando esas cosas. Antes de continuar con la misión principal.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it, with interest.
Nice one. You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make them feel bad.
Pay you back with interest. I gotta remember that one.
Would have felt better if it had worked.
We gotta talk about this.
Y este laboratorio. Bueno, es que no tengo ni un duro, así que poco puedo hacer. Venga, vale, pues me voy... Bueno, voy a hablar primero con...
Captain, I hope you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Vale, pues a ver a dónde voy ahora. Olimpo, el mayor de los 2 gigantes gaseosos jovianos. Las tormentas sacuden la atmósfera. Aquí no puedo ir. Aquí tampoco. Así sí puedo ir, pero no me interesa ahora. Tifón tampoco me deja. Aquí sí que puedo ir. Tanto a Bizancio como a Cande, a ver a esta mujer, como a Senda Rosa, como a Frontemar. Vamos a ver. Frontemar.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Vale, en Valle Esmeralda tenemos esta, que es la misión de Félix, y también esta Nioka, a ir con Nioka, vale, pues venga. Me voy a ir con Félix y con Nioka para hacer sus misiones.
Boss, I want to talk to you. You know, they're gonna make a serial about our adventures one day. I've been trying to think of a good title for this episode. I like the sound of The Skip Job. No, wait, I got it. Hope in Dark Times. Get it? Hope? Like the ship. That's what folks in the business call wordplay. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Got a list right here. Thrilling tales of the unreliable. Or maybe spine-chilling stories from the edge of the system. Was also considering astounding adventures in the ether. I'm partial to that last one. Not bad. Got a nice ring to it. Stealing the hope from the board, skipping it across the whole damn system. This is gonna be great. I can't wait. Enough to boost my pay? I'm just kidding, boss. I know you don't pay me. I'm sure you've got plans to make. As for me, I gotta keep practicing my signature dropkick. The Hope might have cameras.
Vale, pues lo primero... ¿Por qué vengo con Eli? Lo he hecho mal. Vale, ahora sí. Bien. Vamos a ver dónde está Valle Esmeralda, porque la verdad es que no me acuerdo. Aquí. Bien. Pues lo más cercano va a ser el laboratorio botánico.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it. They'll never see us.
Take him down!
We went all right.
Creo que no he estado por aquí. Igual sí, he estado. Puede ser que sí haya estado aquí, es que no lo recuerdo. Vale, venga, tengo que ir para allá.
Warning fire! Rally kill! Don't mess with the best!
Don't bother me.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Former wife. And if you so much as hurt a hair on Rosanna's head, I will put you in the ground. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? You've got good instincts, then. You were right not to trust Harlow. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You can't be serious. I've known the guy for years.
Yeah, that's about how I reacted when I found out. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Say your piece. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Because he's for sale, anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Got my sights on you.
Got my sights on you.
Vale, lo que me ha dicho no debe estar aquí. Esto debe de estar en la base de Clyde. Vale. Vale. Con lo cual aquí ya no se puede hacer nada más. Y la otra era esta, la de Nioka. Que está aquí, con lo cual voy a viajar a la central geotérmica.
Easy now.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out! Incoming!
Got this!
It's the last of them.
Pues esto no se ha hecho pequeño, lo ha matado, no sé.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there? Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, hell. I'm sorry, Nyoka.
They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you! The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses! Ugh. I'd leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister. At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth. Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana-Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on our soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick. That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Vale, pues ya he terminado esta misión, pero ahora me han dado otra misión de acompañante. Bueno, en realidad es la misma, pero otro cometido. Otro cometido que es este: reúne 3 glándulas de feromonas de cafres fétidos. Y esto hay que irse aquí a Escila. Vale.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. You're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of...
On standby for command.
Board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw, beginning playback now.
What? Oh, is this on? Oh, it's on right now. Oh, blast. Hello? I'm trying to reach the captain of the Unreliable. I'll keep this short, lest I get caught. Please return to Roseway as soon as you can. I have an item of great value that you'll be interested in. Now, how does this blasted thing turn off? Damn engineers never label these toggles clearly. Is it the...
The transmission is complete, Captain. I'll be here.
Bueno, pues vuelvo a la pionera.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Nyoka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. Not like that, as far as I know.
Sounds like he had himself a discerning palate. Where are you going with this?
He couldn't hit the broadside of an assault cruiser, hence the tin shredder.
Wouldn't be the first man I met bearing compensation for his lack of skill.
No la había visto antes.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? These corporations, I tell you. Once they get an idea into their big, dense heads, there's no getting it out again. Can't imagine how I'll offload this. But waste not, want not, I suppose. Well, 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 aren't you clever? Thank you, dearie. I might just follow up on that. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Prototype schematics go for a fair handful of bits around here. A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught. Are you positive? Honest to goodness? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Esta misión es que no lo entiendo. ¿Por qué no me deja hacerla? Dice, en la tienda de Gladys hay registros antiguos. Por lo visto proporcionaron varias pistas al contrabandista, pero es que al hablar con ella no me deja.
It's almost time for today's episode of the... I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I tossed together.
Igual es que tengo que comprarle algo de esto. Ajá, esto parece. Caótica belleza de un arma. Vale, pues parece que sí. Que es por aquí. Tengo que meterme por aquí, que ya me metí el otro día, pero no vi nada.
Okay. If I never smell another Wrapped, it'll be too soon.
Weren't you a Sawbones? Figured you ought to have smelled worse.
Sure, but those things reek like bad cologne. It's different.
I'm with you there. At least humans have the courtesy to wait a while before their bodies start to stink.
Most of them.
Igual no hacía falta meterse por aquí. Consigue el arma tecnológica. Vale.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
You watching the Aether Waves last night? I don't want to ruin the surprise. Let's just say it involved a whole mess of tossball players and the biggest Manta Queen I ever saw.
Oh, no fooling? I'm gonna have to catch that one for myself.
Vale, o sea que para continuar esta misión hay que ir aquí. A Escila también. Y la de la pionera es que no acabo de saber aquí qué tengo que hacer. Bueno.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Me voy a saltar el arroyo. Y no sé si tenía aquí alguna de, habíamos dicho, de acompañante. Esto es en Bahía Estelar.
Remember that you are not insured.
Said you docked 3 days ago?
Give or take, it's all a bit hazy when I think back on it.
So?
Speaking to my left ear, will you? Right one's damaged. Last we talked, I only got half of what you said. Well? I'm half listening. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. Found it on a corpse, huh? If you killed Lilia's agent, you get to explain it to her, not me. Well, shit. I knew he'd come to a bad end one day. Still, no time for weeping and wailing. We've got a metric fuck-ton of bits worth of salvage just waiting for extraction. Special as in unlawful, delicate, and deadly. As to the something, no, it ain't a person. Not this time. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas, left in a lab when the board abandoned Cascadia. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe. Meaning safe for me and my crew, seeing as it ain't us undertaking the risk.
Ay, qué gracioso.
Do I look like one of them egghead science types? All I know is that labs use it to create plants and livestock out of local species. But it's a controlled commodity, available only to the board, so it is of high value on the dark market. Hold your thrusters. I ain't even got to the tricky part. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system?
I'm a doctor, not a vet. But what's the worst that could happen?
I shall leave the details to you. Now, after you clear the mantis nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills, or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead. Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. On the terminal, use the passcode you got from Stellar Bay to get in. Best of luck, Fixer.
Vale, pues nada. Me dan más cosas que hacer. Debería de llevar a Parvati, ¿no?
I say, all that screaming and random
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it thrilling, being in space?
Look, it's just Ellie.
I
see you've stuck around. That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back, before the board tucked tail and ran. These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht. And the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain. What? No, Captain, I don't want you to do it this way.
It's all right, miss. I'm a coward at heart. Made that clear from the outset. Look, Captain, this is the best I can do without putting myself out of business. I'm mighty glad you reckon so. This is gonna take about an hour in the oven. Nothing I can do to speed it. That's just how cooking works. There we are. Now, if you don't mind, I really need to take a leak.
My belly's gurgling just to smell it, Mr. Raymond. Thank you so much.
A pleasure to help such a charming young lady. You're a gentle soul, miss. Be careful with this one, all right? She's kind of a brute.
Oh, gosh. My tum's rumbling just smelling that casserole. The dustback casserole Mr. Raymond made smells incredible. Oh, I kind of want to take a little taste. But I'm gonna be strong. Now look how cute these cakes from Cascadia are. Someone even traced little hearts in them. I guess that settles dinner. Thanks for hauling me all over creation, Captain. Well, I was gonna, but then it hit me. I got this nice meal all planned out with music, and I got that soap to scrub up with, but I don't got nothing nice to wear, Captain. I don't have a head for fashion, and I can't really picture myself in something clean and pretty. There's this place I heard of in Byzantium, Jolicoeur's Haberdashery. I bet I could find something nigh on perfect at a place like that. Vicar would say it's the universal equation at work. I reckon it's just that 90% of everything that ain't crap is in Byzantium. I know this is all a little crazy, Captain, but I think it's gotta be this place. I saw the lady who runs it on Aetherwave, and, well, she made everybody she dressed feel better. Confident. Thanks, Captain. I know I've been asking a lot, but you help me out every time. You're the best.
Ropa elegante para Barbati. Vamos a Salto del Arroyo a hacer la misión personal de Eddie.
You seen Arthur today?
Nah, last time I saw him was stars. I can't remember.
This looks like the place. You ready to get my money or what?
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd theoretically add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well, I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premiums. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across the system? What could go wrong? You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Sure. You did my job, so here's your fee. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble? You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you. You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day, they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests. Don't mention it. Really, this feels weird enough as it is. Something on your mind? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose? Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme? I'll do anything for a good story, and nothing shines on a pirate's resume like a successful suicide mission. But I asked you first. Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies, but I think you really mean it. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy? You're too trusting, and I'm gonna remember that when I negotiate for my cut of our reward, okay? Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
I hope Hope this fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe.
Vale, pues aquí queda la parte de Cascadia.
Nice and easy.
Bienvenido a la choza de las chuches de Rizzo. Tenemos chuches chachis. ¿Cómo puedo endulzarte el día? ¿Sí a qué? Ah, vale, que es que la pregunta está arriba. ¿Le has ofrecido un guantazo al cliente? Ha saludado al cliente diciendo bienvenido a la choza de las chuches. No. Recordatorio. Todos los hemos de su cuota semanal. Estos registros dicen que se recomendaron productos. Se ha marcado su archivo por una evolución de rendimiento. ¿Pero qué mierda es esta? A ver. Anda.
If this place was abandoned, how come it still smells like sweetener and despair?
Ahí dentro hay mecas.
Proximity alert. Biology human. Protocol kill all plants. Suspended. Present your Rizzo identification credentials or prepare to be downsized. Attempting to disengage security protocols without proper authorization is a fireable offense. Priming weapons. Executive level password accepted as identification according to Employee ID Protocol A-3501. Welcome back, Doctor. Be advised. Mantisaur threat level is petrifying purple berry. Please use caution. Mantisaur wounds are not covered under Rizzo's health policy. Have a productive day.
He desbloqueado aquí otro de estos. Vale, así que me he puesto este, que es velocidad recargada y dilatación táctica del tiempo más 50%, dura 15 segundos. Y este, que es el que tengo, daño crítico más 15, daño por impacto a la cabeza, puntos débiles más 25. Vale, lo suyo es tomarte un chuto de estos antes de empezar a disparar. Bueno, esto ya lo había hecho. ¿O no? No, es cierto.
I can take a hint. Watch your step, Captain. Someone's left traps all over.
Mierda.
Incoming! Nice roll!
Someone else will clean this up, right? It ain't stealing if no one sees. Guess that was the hard part. Now it's just the part that might blow us up.
¿Por qué una fábrica de chuches se pone a hacer estas investigaciones?
Here we go.
That does it. Time for a drink?
¿Qué es esto?
What an awful brave thing to do. And look how loved he was for it.
This is why you don't go getting attached.
Oh, qué bonito.
teach me that.
If they didn't want to tempt us, why'd they lock it up?
Not even a scratch. Income!
Nice one!
Let me take a look-see. Okay, I'm thinking if I patch this into our fuel cell network, we can use the empty tanks to hold this ulta-wada-viddle stuff. Just gotta compensate for the pressure difference. We burn liquid reaction mass, not gas, and the cells are distributed all through the hull, so I gotta isolate the empties. Of course I did, Captain. Just gave it a little jiggle. There we are. Good as pretty and twice as new. Oh, I just did my thing. You know.
Hey, take the compliment. You did the work.
I guess this is what Edgewater's gonna look like in a couple years.
You take us to the nicest places, Captain.
Don't mess with us.
Show him how it's done!
Creo que este era el único sitio que me faltaba por entrar en Cascadia. Aparte donde acabo de estar, claro. Bueno, esto es lo que ya había visto la otra vez que estuve en Cascadia, que abandonaron a todos los empleados. Y solo mandaron un transbordador. Vale. Pues ya esta misión es volver a la pionera.
Surprise.
Nioka está borracha. ¿Dónde está?
No challenge is too large, no mess is too small.
Madre mía.
Battery levels are fully charged. Thank you, customer. Warning! Raptidon claws carry bacteria and have the potential to cause organic death due to massive amounts of blood loss. Service cancellation request processing.
Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the groundbreaker. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? See you soon, Captain.
Bizancio.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Spacer's Choice 2-hour energy group. Watch out for hour 3.
I've always looked. I love Byzantium. What else are you going to do?
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it. Your walk, your posture, the cut of your clothes, you carry yourself with the bearing of a noble, but you dress like a barbarian. How deliciously outre. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear,
are exactly what Byzantium needs. Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours have been on my mind the moment you stepped into my studio. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me? Everything I need to know can be deduced from a first impression. You're an outsider. You're exotic. You carry a whiff of barbarism and adventure. You're the embodiment of everything I want in my new line. When I look at you, I see the very embodiment of everything the walls of Byzantium were built to keep out. Making an outfit worthy of you won't be easy. I'll need your help gathering the right materials. Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me. Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium once I'm done with you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals.
No tall shoes, though. I mean it.
You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job. I expect you'll cut an exquisite figure. What else do you need to know? If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker. I don't know, I've never seen a marauder. Not in person, anyway. There are always Aetherwade programs, but I want something authentic. Byzantium is long overdue for a change of wardrobe, my dear. Something barbaric, yet elegant. I've heard rumors of these iconoclasts, half-mad zealots rampaging across the surface of Monarch. You'll have to find your own way into Monarch. I can't help you. Even if I could, I prefer not to interfere with your creative process. Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense. You're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There. Love. That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so... precious. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you. Darling, do I look like an amateur? I read her measurements by eye. And don't you ask, because they're no one's business but her own. There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. you'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour. And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I. I can't wait to see those.
If I do somehow drop dead in here, promise me you'll drag my corpse somewhere with monsters.
What can I do for you, darling?
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope. I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival. The signal you sent us is experiencing some interference. My agents will need time to isolate the problem. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I asked you here to discuss something far more important. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
Is that why we were suffering plague in Edgewater? Malnutrition? All those folks sick and dying, and you knew why the whole time?
Yes, Miss Holcomb, we knew why. We've known for some time that Edgewater was dying. The colony itself is dying. The suffering you experienced in Edgewater, the disease, the starvation, will soon spread across Halcyon unless we act.
What's in this for you? There's gotta be an angle. There always is for people like you.
I appreciate your skepticism, Dr. Fenhill, but I'm not doing this for any personal gain. My angle is the preservation of our colony by any means possible. Nothing more, and nothing less. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. Yes, the colony is on the verge of collapse, but there is a way to save it. I'll answer however I can. We've already crossed the point of no return. The collapse has already begun. You must have noticed the signs in Emerald Vale. Malnutrition, disease, high mortality rates. This is a permanent famine, Captain. We've done all we can to curb their hunger. Very soon, people are going to realize they're starving. A famine is a problem of logistics as well as marketing. Your workers must remain productive on as little food as possible, and they must always believe that food is plentiful. Before you interfered in Roseway, Dr. Anton Crane was on the verge of developing a powerful appetite suppressant. It would have made his career. The solution is a temporary one. Before long, our workers are going to feel the effects of starvation. The Lifetime Employment Program is our only viable option. When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats. Do you know how many meetings I have to sit through? How many papers I have to sign before I can make one decision? I'm only trying to rescue Halcyon from extinction. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done. When I first discovered the truth, I was shocked, even disgusted. I wondered how we'd allowed a colony like Halcyon to fall into disarray. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the colony had sown the seeds of its own destruction. We have become lazy and decadent. We smother ourselves in meaningless bureaucracies. We deliberate and argue and procrastinate. I've served the board long enough to understand its weaknesses. Running a colony requires swift and decisive action. The board is slow, ponderous, and prone to squabbling. That's why I'm relying on you. You deliver results without the paperwork. The Lifetime Employment Program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print. The program is logical, it's reasonable, it's merciful, and most importantly, it will work. Byzantium is the beating heart of our colony. And as long as Byzantium survives, Halcyon may one day recover from the collapse. We must protect this city at any cost. Help me execute the Lifetime Employment Program, and you will have earned a place of honor in Byzantium. You will live in comfort and want for nothing. We need to talk about Emerald Vale. Thanks to your meddling, Edgewater is without power. Operations have ground to a halt. You've left us with a useless town draining our resources. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
I get that you board types are all about efficiency, but isn't this a bit much?
I'm asking your captain to amputate a rotting limb from the colony. I'd expect you to understand, Dr. Fenhill.
You're a monster.
Someone has to be. Now is not the time for half measures, Captain. I need a decision from you. When you diverted power to the botanical lab, you spelled the end of Edgewater. But the town is still hanging on, still living off whatever meager resources we send them. With every passing day, Edgewater leeches more of our limited resources. The town is a rotting limb, and we must be surgeons. Edgewater's workers consume 6 times as many resources as they produce. The best thing that town can do for its colony is to die. I'm not asking you to be a murderer. I'm asking you to be a surgeon. Edgewater is a necrotic limb on the body of the colony. It must be severed. We don't have any other option. The colony is on the verge of collapse, and we no longer have the luxury of easy solutions. No, allowing thousands of colonists to starve to death because we couldn't make one cold-blooded decision is insane. What I'm suggesting is absolutely logical.
You talk less like a human than mechanicals I've known.
I am responsible for every single human life in this colony. Do you imagine I relish the thought of killing some of them to save the rest? Steel your spine, Captain. Do what needs to be done. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Captain. I rather like you, and I'd hate to have you shot for disobeying a direct order. Not true. You can choose to say, "Yes, ma'am," or "At once, Madam Adjutant," or "As you wish," or even, "I'll take care of it." I'm disappointed. I was so sure you had potential.
Incoming! Bring them down!
O sea que se me pone en contra aquí todo Dios ahora, si hago esto.
The nice thing about traveling with the captain, we meet all sorts of new people.
Sure, best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people.
Take your best shot, asshole!
Bueno, pues mi reputación es miedo. Si hago esto, pues se me pone en contra la Junta totalmente. Entonces voy a volver a cargar. Bueno, ya va. Por segunda vez.
I admit part of me expected you to stay. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. The signal you sent us is experienced. We're going to monitor. I understand you've Halcyon is on the verge of a total... Melanie, I know this must come as...
What's in this for you? There's gotta be an angle.
I appreciate my anger.
Is that why we were suffering plague in Edgewater?
Yes, Miss Holcomb. The colony itself is dying. I won't pretend the truth is... I'll answer... The... Phineas Wells does not have a plan. He has an obsession. He is obsessed with reviving the Hope's colonists, no matter the cost. Halcyon is already starving. We can't possibly introduce tens of thousands of new colonists into this system. Help me execute the lifetime employment. When you... Do you know how many But we have... I admit, I occasionally fantasize about making an executive decision without having some tedious committee questioning my every move. Do you have any idea? We've already crossed the... This is a family... Before you... The solution... We need to talk. Thanks to Edgewater.
I get that you board types are all about efficiency.
I'm asking your captain to amputate a rotting limb from the colony.
You're a monster.
Someone has. Now is not the time for No.
You...
I'm not asking you to... We don't...
I won't. You're better than this, Captain. You have to be. Don't make me choose between you and Edgewater, Captain. Between you and my people. Please.
I'm glad you can keep control over your associates. Edgewater is beyond saving. We're going to have to erase the town, but we're going to do it systematically. You were in the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. Do you remember what you discovered there? You've been paying attention. You're absolutely right. In fact, Spacer's Choice manufactured the incident for an insurance claim. They outfitted their mechanicals with a termination protocol, which is exactly what we need. The insurance claim has been locked in committee for years, but the individual responsible for the accident was promoted for lateral thinking. I'm arranging for a delivery of mechanicals to Edgewater. These mechanicals have been equipped with the same termination protocol, which must be activated from a terminal in the plant. Once the mechanicals are finished cleaning out Edgewater, I'll need you to go in and clean out the mechanicals. Understand? I appreciate the flattery, Captain. One last thing. Spacer's Choice sent a team of soldiers to investigate your little misadventure in the geothermal plant. Tread lightly. I like you, Captain, but you're not worth that much paperwork. I prefer keeping our relationship strictly off the books. Report back to me when the job's done.
Oh, Captain. You see those fine clothes Miss Jolliker made for me? I ain't never owned anything so fancy in my life.
Pero digo yo, habrá alguna manera de no hacer esto si no quieres, ¿no?
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to reward you for information leading to the arrest of Phineas Wells. Please allow me to extend my felicitations on a job well done. Quite so, madam.
I definitely won that round.
You always seem to, huh?
That's because I'm usually right.
Next time I work the scorecard.
Voy a probar a ir a Fontemar.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
A ver si puedo avisarles o puedo hacer algo, porque no entiendo por qué me obligan a hacer una misión que no quiero hacer. O eso me pongo a tiros con la Junta. Igual es lo que hay que hacer.
Power's out, but I can't just leave my goods unattended. Don't suppose you'd care to do business? Go right ahead.
Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please.
Staying long?
You some sort of freelancer?
Tampoco parece aquí que pueda hacer nada.
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller.
Captain, Felix and the vicar are arguing again.
Venga, voy a la Esperanza, a ver qué pasa.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the Sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. Are you breathing comfortably, Captain? I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold.
That ought to do her, Captain.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside. Ugh, I don't want to know. You lab coats do the filthiest work. All right. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger-happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Pero he dicho que aquí había uniformes. ¿Dónde están los uniformes? Bueno, pues no he encontrado ningún tipo de uniforme, como decía este hombre, así que voy a pasar directamente.
Quietly now.
Processing data.
Mi cápsula.
You all right, Captain? I mean, seeing this place again?
Watch out, Captain!
Sweeping the area.
Oh no, purple!
I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, I take it?
Mess with us.
That's the last of them.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
A ver, para que yo lo entienda. ¿Estaban sacando gente de las cápsulas para comérsela? Porque tiene toda la pinta, ¿no?
Authorized personnel.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
Frank, el que está manipulando las cápsulas, como aquí pone, es el que dice que se le ha derretido un brazo a un tío y tal, o sea que es el que estaba sacando a la gente de las cápsulas. Entiendo que para comérselos. Que es el que luego dice que no comía sus víveres, claro. Aquí está. Sacrificar a personas inocentes. Se ha estado comiendo... Vale. O sea que el Franks, el ingeniero jefe, se zampaba a los colonos en las cápsulas. Los iba sacando y se los zampaba.
What was that? I'd better take a look.
Not so fast!
Qué mal me han cachado. ¿Ahora qué hago?
Here they come!
Everyone all right?
Remember,
I don't recognize you. Are you new here? What's your problem? Relax. I'm not looking for a fight. I don't want any trouble out of you.
Records indicate you have already been identified as non-standard personnel. State your purpose. Error. Binary detected. Binary has been deprecated since the invention of Anti-Cleo's patented Tripanary language. Tripanary. More bits for your bits. We appreciate your cooperation. Have a pleasant day.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Hope's so much like Groundbreaker. I knew they were
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die. Wait, are you leaving me with the Hope's computer? You have no idea what it's like to converse with him. Imagine. Simulate another organic jostling your circuits when he tries to... I mean, I'll be ready when you are, Captain.
Junte W es Wells. Ah, no, es Will. Will.
Are you sufficiently prepared for the task at hand, Captain? Are we doing this now? Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved? Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Well, it's been a good life.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
Vale, me ha parecido cuando lo he hecho una misión como fallida. Vale, ¿cuál es la fallida? La fallida es... esta fundación. Vale, de activar el protocolo de exterminio, que no la he hecho. Y esta es... Jameson está cabreado, pero por lo demás se encuentra bien. Regresa a Santa Rosa para darle la buena noticia a Anton. Ah, vale. Bueno, en realidad esta fue el otro día. Esta, la de... Es que en realidad no lo quería hacer. Pero bueno. Regresa al laboratorio de Phineas. Vale. Me pregunto ahora, ¿todavía funcionará lo del disfraz? Todo eso dará igual ya porque vamos a ver cómo tengo la reputación, ahora que me dé cuenta. Reputación, ¿vale? La junta. Ah, no, mira, todavía tengo 54% positiva, 38% negativa. Confusión. Tiene un estado de confusión. Vale. Pero no estoy en un estado muy malo todavía. Ah, no puedo salir de aquí. Vienen a por mí.
Easy does it.
O sea, tengo que salir de aquí. ¿Cómo salgo yo de aquí sin que me maten?
What? I have a very strong suspicion that you're not one of us.
Qué pesadez.
You've got exactly 5 seconds to explain. All right. Then don't let me run into you again, for both our sakes. Just don't make more paperwork for me, all right?
A ver, que quiero salir de aquí, pero estoy un poco perdida.
Greetings. Authorized personnel.
Por los pelos.
Easy.
Joder. Se podía hacer esto desde el principio y mucho más fácil. Ya os lo sabéis.
Great work.
Nicely done. You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
Voy a recargarme el escudo porque si no... Sabiendo dónde están estos...
Keep your shoulders up.
Sabiendo dónde están esas compuertas, que puedes recargar el escudo cada vez que pasas a una zona no restringida, se puede jugar con eso para ir entrando y saliendo y que no te pillen 40 veces como me han pillado a mí. Y he bajado la reputación de la Junta.
Mine's playing tricks on me.
Bueno, creo que más o menos he visto todo. Lo que había que ver en la nave, lo único que ya sabéis, el truco. Hay que subir por aquí y luego ir jugando con las estancias. Primero desactivar los mecanoides o hacer que maten a los miembros de la UDL para que te ignoren o ir jugando con el tema del escudo. Yo la verdad es que lo he hecho de primeras así a saco, sin haber visto los trucos. No me había dado cuenta de la escalerita esa y tal, y lo he hecho bastante mal. Porque pues, me han pillado muchas veces y he bajado bastante la reputación. Y no sé si eso luego me afectará.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Dr. Wells. The transmission is marked with prior... Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible? How can I be of assistance? See you soon, Captain.
Pues allá vamos, a ver qué
We have
pasó.
successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Take someone to watch your back, please.
looking for your friend, you just missed it. One down.
Joder, no me he dado ni cuenta.
Here they come! Everyone all right? Gosh, that's clever.
¿Dónde está este hombre? Vale, terminal. Bueno, por fin nos vamos a enterar de las intenciones de este hombre. Uf, vaya tela. Bueno, la siguiente misión es Un mundo feliz, como el libro de Aldous Huxley. No sé si lo habéis leído, yo sí. Os lo recomiendo si no lo habéis leído. Un mundo feliz. ¿Tendrá algo que ver con el libro? Los Soma... No, Soma era lo que se tomaban. Eran los alfa, los gamma. Una sociedad distópica que se dividía en diferentes clases, por así decirlos. Los alfa, tal, cada uno tenía su función y luego los drogaban para que estuvieran siempre felices, con una droga que se llamaba Soma. Entonces, no sé por qué me da por pensar que seguramente está relacionado con este libro de Aldous Huxley, Un mundo feliz.